In the shadowy corners of urban legend, where the line between the real and the unreal blurs, there exists a particularly chilling tale. This is the story of the black-eyed children, an anomaly of the paranormal world that has sparked fear and curiosity across the globe. Unlike ancient myths that have been passed down through generations, the tale of these enigmatic beings is a modern horror story, born in the digital age and spread like wildfire through the internet's far-reaching grasp. The legend took root in the mid-90s, a time when the internet was burgeoning into the colossal repository of human experience it is today. Among the countless stories shared, one stood out, a first-hand account by a journalist named Brian Bethel. Bethel's encounter laid the foundation for what would become a terrifyingly popular legend. Bethel recounted stopping in a parking lot one evening when he was approached by two boys. Though they appeared normal at first glance, a sense of unease immediately washed over him. It was only upon closer inspection that he realized their eyes were entirely black, devoid of whites, a detail so unnerving it seemed to freeze him in place. The boys asked for a ride home, insisting they were just two kids who meant no harm. Yet their insistence only heightened Bethel's fear, compelling him to drive away as quickly as possible. Bethel's story was but the first of many. As the tale spread, others came forward with their own encounters, each adding a layer to the growing mythos of the black-eyed children. These narratives shared a common thread, a knock on the door or a sudden appearance in a secluded parking lot, always at night, and the unshakable feeling of dread that accompanied the sight of the children's black eyes. While on the other side of town, another tale that's as eerie as it gets, about a night Sarah will never forget. Now, Sarah, she's the kind of gal who loves the night more than anything. It's her time, you know. The world quiets down, and she gets to do her thing, writing and mulling over life without the sun beating down. So there she was one night, just past the witching hour, tapping away at her keyboard. That's when a knock came at her door. Not a loud bang, but a soft, insistent tapping. Kind of like the sound rain makes when it's trying to sweet-talk its way inside. Weird, right? Who knocks at that hour? Sarah thought maybe it was a package or a neighbor caught in some late-night drama. She peeks through the peephole, expecting to see, well, anything but what she did see, two kids standing there. Just kids. On her doorstep, at midnight. Alarm bells didn't go off right away because, hey, kids in trouble, right? Wrong. Sarah cracks open the door, a sliver of caution still intact. "Yeah, how can I help?" she asks, all friendly-like. But friendliness wasn't on the menu that night. As soon as those kids looked up, Sarah's heart did a nosedive. Their eyes weren't right, not like any eyes she'd ever seen. No whites, just pools of black, like staring into a starless night sky. "We need to use your phone," says the older one. His voice was flat, like he was reading off a script he didn't care for. Sarah's inner alarm is now ringing off the hook. Something's not just off, it's way off. Part of her, the part that's seen too many horror flicks, screams to slam the door shut. But there's another part, a softer part, that hesitates. They're just kids after all. But no, everything in her gut tells her this is bad news. I can't help you." She manages to get out, her voice trembling like a leaf in a storm. It's against every instinct to close the door on kids, but everything about this screams run. So, she does what her gut tells her. She closes the door, locks it, and backs away as if the door's the only thing keeping the night at bay. The tapping continues, a soft, eerie beat against the wood. It's like they know how unsettling it is. Sarah waits, heart hammering, until silence takes over once more. She dares a glance outside, and the kids are gone, vanished into thin air. Now, you'd think that's where it ends, right? Sarah goes back to her life, maybe a bit shaken, but otherwise okay. But that's not how these things work. She can't shake the feeling of those eyes watching her, the sense that something out there might just be waiting for another chance. Sarah dives deep into the rabbit hole, looking for answers. Who were they? What did they want? The more she looks, the more stories she finds, stories just like hers. Turns out this wasn't just some random Freaky Friday. It's a thing, a big, spooky, unexplained thing. Our girl Sarah, she becomes a bit of a legend herself, a cautionary tale about the things that knock in the night. She keeps her doors locked tight now, always wondering if they'll come back, if they ever really left. And there you have it. Sarah's story, a brush with the unknown that's left her with more questions than answers. A reminder that sometimes, the things that go bump in the night are knocking right at your front door. Each story follows a similar pattern. The setting is isolated, the time is invariably night, and the request is simple, yet impossible to comply with. A knock on the door reveals children asking to be let in, to use the phone, or simply for help. Yet, with each request, the air grows heavier, a palpable sense of dread building in the chest of the beholder. Their eyes, black as voids, seem to pierce the soul, paralyzing their target with fear. The impact of these encounters lingers long after the children have vanished. Witnesses report sleepless nights, an unshakable feeling of being watched, and a pervasive anxiety that colors their daily lives. The encounters leave a mark on the psyche, a scar formed not from physical harm, but from the profound violation of one's sense of safety and normalcy. Imagine, if you will, the night after Sarah's encounter. The world outside her window looks the same, yet everything's changed. She tosses and turns, the echo of those knocks playing on a loop in her head. Every creak of the house, every whisper of wind against the window pane, sends her heart racing. The darkness of her room feels oppressive, a canvas for her mind to paint horrors on. Days turn into weeks, and Sarah finds herself caught in a web of insomnia and anxiety. The once comforting solitude of night becomes her adversary. She installs extra locks on her doors, jumps at the sound of the doorbell, and avoids looking into the eyes of children she passes on the street. Her friends notice the change. The vibrant, carefree Sarah they knew seems like a distant memory. She's more guarded now, her laughter tinged with an edge of nervousness. Sarah's experience has left a deep psychological scar, a testament to the profound impact of her encounter. It's not just the fear of what happened, but the haunting uncertainty of what could happen again. She starts seeing a therapist, trying to untangle the knots of her trauma, but finds it hard to explain why those children, those eyes, have rooted so deeply in her psyche. The encounter has shattered her sense of safety, leaving her to question the nature of the world around her, a world where such entities can exist just beyond the threshold of her home. As with any legend, theories abound regarding the nature of the black-eyed children. Some speculate they are spirits of the dead, trapped between worlds. Others suggest they are alien beings, their black eyes a feature of their extraterrestrial origin. Yet, more sinister theories exist. Demons or dark deities, taking the form of children to disarm their prey. As Sarah seeks understanding, she plunges into the rabbit hole of theories surrounding the black-eyed children. Each theory she encounters is like a piece of a puzzle, none fitting perfectly, but together sketching the outline of a mystery that defies explanation. One popular theory posits that these children are the souls of the deceased, caught between worlds. Their black eyes are windows into the void, the nothingness they've emerged from. This theory speaks to the age-old belief in ghosts and spirits, entities tied to the earth by unfinished business or a refusal to move on. But why do they appear as children? Some suggest it's because children represent innocence, making their pleas for help all the more compelling, all the more unsettling. The extraterrestrial theory offers a more cosmic explanation. Those who subscribe to this idea believe the black-eyed children are visitors from another planet, their dark eyes a feature of their alien biology. This theory is bolstered by reports of UFO sightings in areas where the children have appeared, suggesting a connection between their presence and otherworldly visitors. But what could these alien beings want? And why disguise themselves as children? The answers remain as elusive as the children themselves. Perhaps the most sinister of theories is that the black-eyed children are demonic entities or dark gods taking on a benign form to deceive and manipulate. Their requests to be let in, seen in this light, are not just pleas for help but a sinister form of invitation, a way to gain access not just to physical spaces, but to the souls of those they encounter. This theory taps into deep fears of evil and corruption, painting the children as harbingers of doom cloaked in innocence. Another speculation is that these beings are the result of dark rituals or genetic experiments gone awry, creating hybrids with supernatural abilities and an insatiable need to be invited in to be acknowledged. Or perhaps they are the victims of a curse, doomed to wander the earth with their black-eyed gaze as a mark of their punishment. As Sarah delves deeper, she finds no solace in the explanations offered. Each theory unravels more questions, weaving a complex tapestry of possibility and fear. The lack of concrete answers only serves to amplify the mystery, leaving those who've encountered the black-eyed children to grapple with their experiences in the shadow of uncertainty. The advice for those who might encounter these beings remains consistent. Do not let them in. The black-eyed children, it seems, are bound by some unspoken rule, requiring your permission to enter your home or car. Denying them entry, though it goes against our nature to turn away a child in need, is the only defense. The black-eyed children exist at the intersection of folklore and horror, a modern myth that continues to evolve with each telling. They embody our deepest fears, the unknown, the unnatural, and the unexpected intrusion into our lives of forces beyond our understanding. As the digital age propels our stories across the globe at the speed of light, the legend of the black-eyed children grows, a testament to the power of storytelling and the enduring allure of the unknown. In a world increasingly explained by science and rational thought, the legend of the black-eyed children stands as a reminder of the mysteries that remain. These stories, whether born of collective hysteria, digital folklore, or something far more inexplicable, continue to captivate and terrify us. They speak to the primal fear of the dark, of the other, and of the deep, uncharted waters of the human psyche. In the end, the true nature of the black-eyed children remains a puzzle, a chilling enigma at the crossroads of folklore and nightmare.